Hey, it's me, Hannah. It's finally getting cold outside, and I don't know about you, but I am in need of some coziness. And what better way to get cozy than to make a fleece onesie that will double as a cosplay? In this house, we love Delicious in Dungeon. And after doing a Ren Faire cosplay with some of my friends this past season, I knew I wanted to keep cosplaying characters from the series and recreating some of the looks. So let's check one off the list and start with Marcille's Frog Suit from, I think, episode 10. I'm going to start with a unisex onesie jumpsuit I found online. I'll link to it down below. But I need to make some adjustments to better fit my froggy needs. Where I split the pattern to accommodate the stripes in the frog suit, I made sure to go back and add a 1/4 inch seam allowance so that they fit together when I sew the front and back pieces back up. Yep, I pretty much scrapped the hood that came with the pattern in order to get the frog suit head shape. I tried to be mindful of making the neck hole of the hood match the neck hole of the rest of the suit, but we'll see how that goes. I added a seam allowance as I cut the pieces out and embraced the not so straight and even lines in favor of looking like I whipped this frog suit up while dungeon diving. I did cut the eyes, yes, they're eyes, not cute little ears, separately from the rest of the head so I could create little pouches filled with some scrap polyfill and give a more rounded eyeball appearance.
So neat how the eye parts make it look like we have little ears.
Okay, I am surprised that this is coming together as well as it is for completely freehanding all of this. This is a little like floppy, so I think I'm gonna come back and just add a like iron-on stabilizer to maintain the kind of wide shape that is required. Other than that, I think as long as the neckline fits into the neckline on the rest of the onesie, then I'm golden. I think I will be very, very happy with this. Okay, so now that we have the onesie completed and most, if not all of the stitching detail added, the last step I have here to complete the cosplay is to make gloves and shoe coverings to wear on the con floor or when I'm taking photos or, whenever I need the full cosplay. Because the suit is based off of a frog monster, the fingers and toes are elongated and have interesting little frog-like pads at the end of each appendage. So in order to achieve this look, I have picked up a bunch of rubber thimbles, and I think I've tested it out on my sewing machine, and I'm able to sew through these. So I think I'm going to use these and just kind of attach them to some slightly elongated gloves that I'm just going to pattern myself. Easy enough. Let's see how it goes. On the first glove, I made the mistake of cutting really close to the seam line when I should have left myself plenty of room and cut more precisely after sewing the two sides together. I remember that glove sewing hack about halfway through the second one. Oh well. Is this the best cosplay I've ever made? Yes, no further questions. I don't think I will ever take this off, except that I absolutely will because they're very, very warm gloves. And yeah, I was aiming for cozy and I got cozy. Turns out this wasn't the right day to turn the heat on in our house. I don't know what it was about this costume that I was dreading working on. I think I was nervous about taking apart a pattern that I know works and then putting it back together in the different stripes and the different shapes for the hood. There were so many opportunities for me to fail along the way, or to mess up a pattern, or not get lucky, but I think I got lucky just a few times throughout, and I am very grateful for that. In terms of what I can do better and want to work on, one of the gloves is a little tighter than the other one, and the other one fits pretty nicely. They probably could be a little bit longer and come a little further down my forearm, but oh, I'm also just realizing that this cuff actually isn't all the way sewn in, so I'll go back and fix that. That's a pretty easy fix. And then the only other thing that I may keep trying to tweak, although I don't know, I'm pretty cozy in here, the back of the hood, I didn't get the neckline to line up perfectly, so I did have to kind of cinch the neck hole in order to get it to fit into the hood. So I have some room to make the hood a little bit bigger in the back to better fit the neck hole. And if I go to make this into a pattern, which, let me know if the hood is something you would be interested in seeing as a pattern, that is something that I would take into consideration. I'm not going to pattern out the whole piece. This pattern already exists and belongs to somebody else, and is relatively affordable. So go check it out if this is something you're interested in making for yourself. It came together very easily. Also, I spent like 10 minutes putting these colored contacts in just to then realize that Marcille's eyes are green. So if someone could remind me to get green contacts before next year's cons, that would be so helpful. Oh, also I put the pockets way too low. I think I just misinterpreted my notes on where the pockets were supposed to go once I had updated the pattern pieces. Could be a relatively easy fix. Will I take the time to do it? This remains to be seen. I also didn't get around to making the foot coverings, the shoe coverings that I was planning to do, and I don't know how much I'm going to stress about that. I just genuinely don't really see myself wearing those for a con or like any other scenario where I would actually need those. But you know, I think that they would be pretty easy to whip up if it comes to that. I still have a little bit of leftover fabric and a few leftover rubber thimbles. So yeah, if I need to, I can circle back and do that. For now, I'll be happy with some just white sneakers. Oh, also, I did think that I was going to be able to just kind of rip through this pattern with just using my serger, but I am prone to making small mistakes here and there, like putting pieces together the wrong way and sewing them and things like that. So if you are like me and are mistake prone, I might recommend going ahead and hitting it with a straight stitch before coming back and doing a serged edge, because it's a lot easier to pick a straight stitch than it is to pick a serged edge. But yeah, overall, like, these are small things. These are small tweaks, small issues. They're things that to me make it homemade, Hannah-made. So overall, I'm pretty happy. I'm pretty proud. I'm a proud little frog. And I'm really looking forward to wearing this to upcoming conventions. I think being able to snuggle up into something easy to wear is only going to enhance my con experiences. And yeah, that's about it. Even though I was nervous as heck going into this, I genuinely had a lot of fun making it. And if you had as much fun as I did, it would mean the world to me if you would like and subscribe. And if you do, I will see you in 2 weeks for my next video. Take care.